Hi there. The habit of procrastination can significantly affect your performance in life, career, or business. Being a chronic procrastinator is known to carry a high risk of dissatisfaction and personal stress. Many people sacrifice their talents, their giftings, and even their dreams at the altar of procrastination. And then they end up in a place where they feel like they are not living, but merely existing. Most of us procrastinate at some point, but the real serious procrastinators are those who tend to constantly and repeatedly postpone and delay important decisions and actions. I'm Catherine Gaho from SBO Research. Thank you for tuning into my channel, Elevators, where we offer elevating and empowering messages to help you grow in life, career, and business. In this video, I'll talk about 8 ways to stop procrastination. And of course, there are many other ways, but these are my 8 ways that I use and that I have found beneficial in stopping procrastination. Why do we want to stop procrastinating? It's because it hinders us from achieving those things that we want to do. Do like this video and stay with me as we go through this interesting topic that actually affects all of us. The word procrastination is derived from Latin procrastinare, meaning putting things off until tomorrow, and also from the Greek word akrasia, which means delaying something against our better judgment. Do you ever find yourself constantly or unnecessarily postponing or delaying things that you think are important to you and need to be done, and that when they are done, it's for your own best interest and benefit? That's actually what procrastination is all about. And we find ourselves sometimes caught up in this habit. Anyhow, this procrastination habit can manifest in your life in different ways. Some people procrastinate in certain areas of life, while others procrastinate in specific areas only. So for example, you might find somebody who tends to procrastinate in work, but is very good at following up on home affairs. Or you can see a person who procrastinates on personal issues, like even their own self-care, personal development, but are very good with work issues. They will not procrastinate when it comes to work. Or you can find somebody who will procrastinate with, let's say, financial goals, financial planning, following your, creating a budget and stuff like that. But when it comes to their spiritual life, they are very much on target. They can't miss a service. They can't fail to do their prayers on time. So really, it depends. And we are all different in this issue. But then, the biggest problem arises when you become a chronic procrastinator, when you tend to store and delay all the time and in all areas. This will then affect many areas of your life. Now, one of the most interesting stories that I have had on procrastination is the story in the book, Who Moved My Cheese? An amazing way to deal with change in work and life. This is the title of the book by Dr. Spencer Johnson, which talks about a story of 3 mice. It's actually focused on change and how people resist change. But in this story, Dr. Johnson uses 4 mice as characters who we learn from as they operate in their world, and how we find that there are 2 mice who follow a different path, and there are 2 mice who are procrastinators. And we see how the procrastinators in this story are left behind and sort of fearful of change, and they fear to move from where they are. So even when their livelihoods are challenged, they just stay put until they realize that now their livelihood is threatened. That's when they start to make the necessary changes. Now, in that story, we see how procrastination plays out and how the characters do exactly what many of us do. We stay put in a situation, struggling at the same point of our comfort zone, until it becomes no longer tenable to stay there. And that's when we wake up, when it starts to become a matter of survival. Maybe your job is threatened, maybe your relationship is threatened, or something important to you. That's when you wake up to take the necessary action and stop procrastinating. Procrastination is not equivalent to laziness or bad time management, as some people think. It's actually an emotional issue. It's about emotional regulation. Research shows that procrastination is more of a problem of emotional regulation or self-management than a problem of time management. Long and medium-term consequences of procrastination include unrealized dreams, lost opportunities, maybe for promotion or something like that, missed targets. Some people even get depressed, stress, poor health, and erosion of value in market crashes and even chronic illnesses. Now to the 8 ways of stopping the habit of procrastination. First, practice self-compassion. Self-compassion enhances self-awareness, especially about circumstances and emotions that lead to procrastination. It also means that you treat yourself with kindness when you fail or make mistakes. And that means you will also be able to show compassion to others in similar situations. In a study of procrastination among students, it was demonstrated that students who forgave themselves for procrastinating, that is, which was tested by failure to study enough for an exam, they tended to improve their study habits in the following exams, leading to better performance. That is, when you forgive yourself, you tend to start afresh and you get a better chance to improve your performance. So self-compassion is a major way of addressing your procrastination issues. Other studies have found that self-compassion increases positive emotions such as optimism, personal initiative, self-worth, and motivation. And this in turn helps to promote your self-esteem and reduce psychological distress, which is associated with procrastination. Now, the second point is to write down your goals and read them frequently. By writing your goals and reading them, it helps to keep them in mind, top of mind indeed. It also reminds you of why. Why are you doing this? Why is this task important? Because focusing on tasks is very basic, and it cannot inspire a person to move as easily as focusing on the reason why, the goal that makes it necessary for you to do a task. It helps you to plan properly and helps you enhance your preparedness. You will notice that when you are well prepared, you are less likely to have excuses for procrastination. In fact, in my life, I have seen that whenever I prepare enough for something, I never get stressed about starting it. I'm able to quickly break it down and take a step by step and start moving forward. The third point is to create inconveniences to upset the temptations that cause you to procrastinate. By bringing more inconveniences into your temptations, you minimize the mind-blocking obstacles and actually literally turn procrastination to your advantage. This helps you to disrupt your procrastination cycle. As Gretchen Rubin says, it's easier to change our circumstances than to change ourselves. Rubin gives examples such as deleting addictive apps from your phone. Delete those kind of apps that take your time and drive you out of focus. And also proposes having complex passwords for social media accounts to help minimize the kind of distraction that it brings into your workday. Along these lines, one interesting suggestion on how to disrupt your pattern is to do something outrageous. For example, wearing gym clothes as you go to sleep in order to feel some friction or a degree of discomfort, which then might help you break your procrastination cycle. Number 4, adjust your personal style. Research on procrastination shows that certain personal styles expose you to procrastination. So to be able to address this, you need to have greater awareness of your emotions and style. You can do this by asking those who are close to you. Different strategies tend to work for different people. There are some adjustments that you can make based on your own personal style. Basically, what we are saying is that to address procrastination, you have to first understand yourself very well, because we are all different and different solutions work for different people. So even these proposals I'm making are not applying to everybody in the same way. It all depends on what causes your procrastination. How is your personal style? What is unique about you? So always take information and contextualize it. based on your own personal circumstances, personal situation. And that is how best to actually apply most recommendations. So now I want to look at the various personal styles. Think, for example, if you are a perfectionist, you need to challenge the common thinking that if you want it done well, do it yourself. You have to get started and focus more on when to start than when to finish the task. Seek help from others so that you are not overburdened or overwhelmed. I like how Michael Hyatt said that perfectionism is the mother of procrastination. You're trying to do it perfectly. Everything must be there for you to start. And so it becomes very difficult to start. If you are a hard worker type, you need to recognize when you're getting tired and learn when to rest and to recharge your batteries. Also try working smarter and also delegating. If you are busybody, cut the clutter and the chaos to avoid being overwhelmed. Use Pareto's 80-20 rule. That is, focus on the 20% of your tasks that generate 80% of your results. And it's much more useful for you than a to-do list if you're a busybody. If you're a trend seeker, that means you like new things and you will tend to focus on new projects and are not very keen on what is old. What you need is to try stickiness. That is to do fast things fast and to write down your new projects but not start on them before finishing the ongoing tasks. Number 5, practice saying no. This is one of the hardest things for some people, but you have to just say no to derailment. Learn to say no to those who try to derail you. Don't let other people dump their late projects or their unpleasant projects on you. You know, there are those people like in the office who fail to do their things on time, and then they find someone, the ones who never say no, and always bring to them those challenging situations that require you to work overnight and the like. Now learn to say no to such people. And also minimize disruptive, trivial activities that don't add much value to your overall goal. I like what Steve Jobs said, that it's only by saying no that you can concentrate on the things that are really important. Number 6, do your feared thing first. This involves doing the thing that is causing you the most anxiety or fear first. This calls for attacking unpleasant tasks head on. I've heard it said that fear simply means false evidence appearing real. You need to deconstruct the feared thing into small slices and start on one small slice at a time, similar to what they call the salami slicing strategy in warfare, where the tactic is to divide and conquer to dominate your enemy's territory. Now, Brian Tracy uses the metaphor of eating the frog first to mean that you need to start with the least appealing activities and then move to the easier and more appealing activities. Now, the 7th point is to reward yourself now for desired future results. They say what gets rewarded gets done. What's the reward for getting this thing done? One of the causes of procrastination is that we are wired for instant gratification and not future rewards. In certain experiments, many people have been found to prefer that which gives current gratification than a future gratification. To the extent that if you ask many people, would you like 5,000 shillings now or 10,000 shillings in 6 months? You'll find that the majority prefer the 5,000 shillings now. For this reason, warning about future consequences has limited effect on behavior change. It's more beneficial to reward for now and to celebrate the small wins as you go along. This is more likely to impact that behavior of procrastination. Researchers have found that teenagers are the worst at learning from bad news, with the ability to learn from negative events increasing as you grow older. Like they say, people in middle age tend to learn from bad news are much better than those in their 20s. But it also declines again with age, where you find that as you grow older, senior citizens are also not likely to be learning as much from bad news. To leverage on the present bias, immediate rewards are required for signaling your brain to act for future benefit. And as they say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the next best time is now. 8, break large tasks into small ones. When you're dealing with a big overwhelming task, it can be intimidating. But by breaking down to several steps or number of small tasks, you overcome the fear and you're able to get started. You find that it's easier to get started with one small task and then set intermediate deadlines for the various tasks. It was Mark Twain who said that the secret to getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and then start on the first one. And of course, I've heard also Tony Robbins talk about how when you break something into small tasks, you are able to get started and to build momentum with time. I'm a major believer of that as well. So those are some of the ways I think can help with addressing the problem of procrastination. Now, to sum up, number 1, practice self-compassion. 2, write down your goals and read them frequently. 3rd, create inconveniences to upset your temptations. And 4th, adjust your personal style. 5, learn to say no. 6, do your feared thing fast or eat that frog. And 7, reward yourself now for desired future results. Number 8, break large tasks into small ones. Now, do me a favor and share this video with someone who you think will benefit from it. Thank you and best wishes as you work to address your procrastination. We all need to elevate our mindset at this time.